You know that feeling, right? It's 11:30 p.m. You're lying in bed, the lights are off, and you're just scrolling. You have absolutely no intention of buying anything. But then, 5 minutes later, you've somehow bought a specialized ergonomic pillow and a subscription for artisanal coffee beans.
And the scary part? You probably didn't even feel like you were shopping. It just sort of happened.
Exactly. It felt inevitable, like the phone just knew I needed that pillow. But obviously, there is a massive machine operating behind that screen to make it feel that effortless. Today, we aren't just talking about setting up a Shopify store and hoping for the best. We are looking at the strategies that separate the giants from the ghosts of the internet.
Right, because the graveyard of failed online businesses is massive. The barrier to entry in e-commerce is incredibly low. Anyone can launch a site in an hour, but the barrier to success has never been higher. It's a war for attention, trust, and ultimately, a war against friction.
A war against friction. I like that. So, let's start there. When we talk about e-commerce strategy, everyone obsesses over the product. But is the product actually the most important thing?
Honestly, often no. Obviously, you can't sell garbage and expect to last long. But in the digital world, the experience is the product. Think about it. In a physical store, you can touch the fabric, smell the coffee, see the smile of the shopkeeper. Online, you have none of that. You have pixels. So, your strategy has to bridge that sensory gap.
So it's about compensating for the lack of reality?
It's about building a new reality. The first pillar of success is reducing cognitive load. Every time a user has to think, where is the shipping info? Is this site secure? Why is the checkout button grey? That is friction. And friction is the conversion killer. The best strategies focus on what I call the slide. Once a customer lands on the page, gravity should just pull them toward the checkout.
That sounds almost manipulative, doesn't it? Like greasing the wheels so I can't stop myself.
It's not manipulation, it's hospitality. If you walked into a messy store where the clerk ignored you and the price tags were hidden, you'd walk out. Online, walking out takes a fraction of a second. The back button is the biggest competitor you have. So, successful businesses invest heavily in UX user experience. They don't just make it look pretty, they make it intuitive. They answer questions before the customer even asks them.
Okay, so we have a smooth website. The slide is greased. But how do you get people to step onto the slide in the first place? Because the internet is a noisy place.
That's where the strategy shifts from mechanics to psychology. We have to talk about trust signals. Since I can't look you in the eye, I need other ways to verify you aren't going to steal my credit card info. This is where social proof comes in: reviews, user-generated content, influencers.
Oh, absolutely. If I see a product with 0 reviews, it doesn't matter how good the photos are. I'm out. It feels like a ghost town.
Exactly. We are herd animals. We want to know that someone else survived the experience of buying from you. But the deeper strategy here isn't just collecting 5-star reviews. It's about brand narrative. The most successful e-commerce brands today think about companies like Allbirds or Glossier. They aren't just selling shoes or makeup, they are selling an identity. They are selling a story that the customer wants to be a part of.
That's a really crucial distinction. It feels like the era of drop-shipping generic gadgets is dying. People want connection.
It is dying. It's a race to the bottom on price. You can't beat Amazon on logistics or Temu on price. So, where do you win? You win on brand, you win on community. If your strategy is just buy this cheap thing, you're a commodity. If your strategy is join this movement, you're a brand. That's how you get retention. And retention is the holy grail.
Let's dig into that retention, because I feel like everyone focuses on acquisition. Look at my Facebook ad spend. Look at my click-through rate. But isn't it way cheaper to keep a customer than to find a new one?
Exponentially cheaper. And yet, so many businesses treat the checkout as the finish line. In reality, the checkout is the starting line. The moment I pay you, that's when the real relationship begins. The best strategies today focus heavily on the post-purchase experience.
The unboxing, right?
The unboxing, yes, but also the communication, the shipping updates, the follow-up email that actually adds value rather than just trying to upsell me immediately. Think about the unboxing experience for a second. It is the only physical touchpoint you have with your customer. If your product arrives in a beat-up grey plastic bag, you've just told the customer, "We don't care." If it arrives in beautiful packaging with a personalized note, you've just created a moment of delight that they might post on Instagram.
That's free marketing right there.
Precisely. The product is the marketing. But let's zoom out a bit. We can't talk about e-commerce strategy without talking about the elephant in the room. Data.
Ah, the algorithm. The reason my phone knew I wanted that pillow.
The digital shopkeeper. Back in the day, a good shopkeeper knew your name, knew your size, and knew you liked blue shirts. Today, we use AI and data analytics to do that at scale. Personalization is no longer a nice to have, it's a requirement. If I land on your homepage and you're showing me winter coats when I live in Florida, you've lost me.
It's funny though, there's a fine line there, isn't there? Between, "Oh, that's helpful," and, "Okay, you know too much about me, back off."
It's the uncanny valley of commerce. You want to be helpful, not creepy. The strategy is to use zero-party data the customer willingly gives you. Quizzes are a huge trend right now. Take this quiz to find your perfect skin routine.
I love those. It feels like a consultation.
It is, and it does two things. It makes the customer feel heard, and it gives the business incredible data to recommend the perfect product. It changes the dynamic from "I'm trying to sell you something" to "I'm trying to solve your problem." That is a massive psychological shift.
So we have UX, trust, brand story, retention, and data personalization. But I want to ask about the future. Everything moves so fast. What's the next evolution? Is it just AI doing everything for us?
AI is the engine, but the vehicle is changing. We are moving toward contextual commerce, meaning you don't go to a store anymore. The store comes to you. You're watching a video on TikTok, you see a sweater, you click it, you buy it, you never leave the app. The point of sale is becoming fluid.
It's dissolving the boundaries between entertainment and commerce.
Completely. And that brings up a philosophical question for businesses. How do you stand out when the platforms are homogenizing everything? If everyone is selling on Instagram or Amazon, everyone looks the same.
That's a scary thought. You become just another row in a database.
Which brings us back to the beginning. The only defense against becoming a commodity is humanity. The most successful strategies in the next 5 years will be the ones that feel the most human. High-touch customer service, community building, sustainability, transparency. People are tired of perfect, polished corporate robots. They want raw, real, and authentic.
It's almost ironic, isn't it? We are using the most advanced technology in human history. AI, global logistics, predictive algorithms, just to try and replicate the feeling of a handshake.
That's the paradox of modern business. The tech handles the efficiency, so the humans can handle the empathy. If you get that mix wrong, if you use tech to replace empathy, you fail. But if you use tech to scale empathy, that's when you win.
Scaling empathy. I think that's the key takeaway here. It's not about the cart, or the checkout button, or the code. It's about how you make the person on the other end feel.
100%. The wallet follows the heart. Always has, always will.
Well, I'm definitely going to look at my late-night impulse buys a little differently now. I'll be trying to spot the slide you talked about.
Good luck. Even when you see it, it's hard to resist.
Thanks for breaking this down with us. For everyone listening, take a look at your own business or even just your own shopping habits and ask yourself, is this transaction human or is it just a transaction? We'll catch you in the next episode.
Keep building.